Folks, we're back. Another edition of Hindsight. Your Monday morning quarterbacks. Going to
QB.
That's right. Going over these media events so that we can provide you with a way to defend yourself, get yourself out of these sticky situations that, may arrive, especially from common ghetto trash. And yeah, that's how we do here. Today's edition, we've got a story out of St. Petersburg, Florida.
It's a doozy.
Yeah, coming out of Florida, aka America's Wang. And respect though to the people going through what they're going through with the storm and whatnot. And our thoughts are with them, of course, but we still have to talk about these things. So we've got a young lady, Krystina Rivera, age 27, of Clearwater, Florida, and a mother of two. She drove to her ex-boyfriend's house, Ronald Koch, and assaulted his girlfriend, Julie Thomas, while they were both in bed, mind you. Rivera, yes. Rivera had left messages on Koch's phone for a late-night rendezvous. So she was calling him up, saying, "Hey, what's up? Let's do the do." But Koch didn't return her messages, and he had plans, it seems, with someone else, allegedly. Rivera then broke into Koch's home, got into the bedroom, went in there with no warning, jumped on Julie Thomas and punched her in the face repeatedly, according to the story. And of course, police came, arrested her, charged with burglary and assault, battery. Turns out Rivera has also had prior run-ins with the law for several marijuana possessions, DUI, theft, public urination, and probation violations. So she's no stranger to those bracelets. So, Mr. Suave, go in.
Oh, Lord. What are we doing? Booty call gone wrong. Well, I guess she alleged booty call gone wrong. That's all I can say on it. I mean, look up Krystina Joy Rivera. That's what's put out there. That's public information. That's what you're going to Google. You're going to see a picture of the young shorty. And she's not all bad looking. Maybe she missed a day or two at the salon and line up them eyebrows. I don't know. That's what I see here. But regardless of the fact, she's not a bad-looking chick. Hence, she got two kids. Not that you having kids mean that you not bad-looking, but you say the picture, she's all right. She's, in our world day and age, she's smashing. And you look at her, she just got something, as I think my brother, Sensei Buddha, would say, she got those the eyes, you know what I'm saying? But I'll leave that to your imagination. Anyway, so she, I guess Mr. Koch was laying down the D, as we've previously stated what that means. And she really liked those late-night rendezvous. She was going over for another late-night rendezvous to get the D. Moral of the story, apparently the D is deadly and the D is lethal and the D must be goddamn addicting. But now that's what, in hindsight, it turns into this reckless, childish behavior, which is, once again, as I say, not necessary. So, she's a mother of two. Now, does it say she got a man? I don't know. Is she involved with someone? We don't know. She just got up, and these hours I like to call the booty call hours from previous spot. These are booty call hours. You ain't calling and texting nobody at that time unless what you trying to get that male, female, whatever you think. Those are booty call hours. Hell, you can even push it back from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Those are booty call outs. You texting somebody at that time, that's what you're trying to do. If the person don't text back, leave it alone. It's done. Your night's over. Set up for the next day. You know what I'm saying? She didn't. She decided to pursue it. She said, you know what? I'm finna go get this goddamn D. I'm going over there anyway. And I'm gonna snatch it. I'm doing what it do. Now, here's the problem. I guess Mr. Koch had his girl and he was just maybe smashing Miss Rivera on the side. We don't know. Allegedly. That's what we can assume right now. So I guess, you know, she couldn't get in. She just, maybe in her mind, she said, man, maybe my 5 o'clock is in danger. Let me go ahead and kick the door down, not bust and wave in the 4-4, but I'm just going to kick the door down and see if my Captain D is okay. That's what we're going to call Mr. Koch, Captain D. If
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Maybe my Captain D is okay. So she goes up, runs into the bathroom. Now, when your door get kicked in, sometimes I'm a light sleeper, sometimes I'm a hard sleeper, but your door getting kicked in, unless you left it open, it's going to take repeated kicks to kick a door in. Unless you're living in a shanty and you got glass ceiling, and you're just going to kick it once. Even then, it's going to take maybe more than one kick to kick the glass. Well, with that being said, she kicks the door in. His girlfriend doesn't hear. She doesn't hear. So that being said, she ran up and saw a girlfriend in the bed, or a female, which was later known to be his girlfriend. She got in her feelings. She was coming over to Captain D to get what she wanted at 5 in the morning. Asked or unasked, she was going to take Captain D. But Captain D done left the D for someone else. So he was done. He was done. It was gone. It was extinguished. No life was coming back from that. It was already expired. She got in her feelings. What she do? She start putting them paws on the girl. The poor girl. She in her sleep, start getting hit. I don't know if you ever got hit in your sleep. It's happened before. Long story. We ain't going there. But it's not a good feeling. It wakes you the fuck up.
Yeah.
And the poor girl just getting pummeled. Jab, 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 jab. Why? She's where she's supposed to be. She's doing what she's doing. She's grown. She's with her man. She's supposed to be there. I mean, I would love to see the conversation afterwards. Like, why is this girl kicking in my door to come get Captain? What's going on? Why am I beat up because of you? What is really good? That's a good conversation to see on the aftermath, on the back end. Now, my problem with this is Mr. Koch just let her beat up his girlfriend. What are you doing? What are you doing? How you just let this chick come kick in your house? Apparently you're oblivious. You know, who knows? Maybe they're inebriated. Maybe they were intoxicated. Maybe they were under the influence of some substances. We don't know. But the door kicks in, and now you see your booty call smashing your wife, your lady. And you allow this to happen to the point where she's actually bloodied and bruised and got cuts and scrapes on her face. I'm sorry, man. Somebody break into my house, whether I know you're not, I'm a blackout, and I'm going. You might catch that Undertaker chokeslam from the top rope. You might catch that people's rock bottom. You might catch that people's elbow. You might catch that Shawn Michaels sweet chin music kick. You're gonna catch something. You're catching something, okay? You're catching something. Well, let's be more technical. Oh, go ahead, beat physicist, please.
Oh, well, yeah, you were asking a question, how could he let that go on? Well, in my experience, these guys that are used to talking a lot, especially the women, and sweet talking a lot, aren't really used to, getting physical. And, I don't know if this has to do with later generation of men coming up, but of course, back in, I guess back in the day, I don't want to sound too old, you just don't. Well, you just don't let two females fight like that. And, we're seeing all these videos going through all these stories where we're just seeing these females just fighting like it's nothing.
It's a common occurrence. It's a common occurrence.
And then the guys are just putting up their cell phones and just filming it. But back in the day, some OG would have came through and, broke up the fight and, basically tell these young ladies, hey, y'all shouldn't be doing this. But now you got Koch, who, like you said, is letting his ex-girlfriend pummel his current girlfriend, or, I mean, as a man, I just know what I would do. I would break it up. I would, I wouldn't even let her throw the second punch. I would have, contained her somehow.
Yes, sir. We don't even know if Mr. Koch, did he even wake up while she was getting beat up?
Oh,
he was awake. He was awake. He was awake.
You know what? And going back on B physicist said, the OG would have broke it up, and the true OG would have tried to make the best of the situation. But that's neither here or there. That's going on another topic.
Yeah.
Too much.
But
Too
man. The girlfriend, if she had some type of small formal training, once she felt them blows hitting her, of course she could have threw her guard up, threw both hands up, starting to try to block the blows. She could have tried to, as you'd say, try to cradle the young lady's upper torso into her chest, try to keep the blows from being on her head, maybe start hitting her in the ribs. That way her face ain't getting hit no more. She could have tried maybe from that position. She may not know how to do it, but you see it on TV enough, maybe like a triangle choke on her neck, try to trap her arm, just like her legs around her neck, see if she can, that way just to stop the abuse. She can, just a straight up mule kick, put both her legs on her chest and just all her force, just kick her off her. Well, all her force, what she could do, and start putting the backhands to Mr. Koch. It's like, oh, handle this, restrain her now. Mr. Koch should have listened to an old comedy of Chris Rock. We said, I'll never hit a woman, but I'll shake the shit off that chick. He could have did that. That restraint right there could have ended a lot. Call the cops. I'm pretty sure the girlfriend wanted the cops involved. I'm almost positive Mr. Koch didn't want the cops involved. He did it only because he had to. But I'm pretty sure, from it sounds like this was not a normal thing. So he was still getting that ex-booty on the side with his current girlfriend. I'm saying it allegedly, but it just for logistics and logic and reasoning and the data from what I'm seeing, it just makes sense. So Mr. Koch was still cheating. I'm putting it out there. I'm not breaking man code. I'm not snitching. I'm just reading the facts. I'm just putting out the facts. He set up the poor girlfriend, because if my girlfriend would have got beat up, I would have got in trouble for that. I wouldn't have allowed that. So that's what it is, man. And like B Physicist said earlier, Ms. Rivera had mad priors, possession, paraphernalia, urination, theft, violation, probation. Shorty, you got 2 kids. Worry about your goddamn kids and not about Captain D. That's what your focus should have been. That's what your focus should have been.
I think I'm sure Sensei Buddha has noticed what I'm noticing right now. The public urination is what's going off in my head in terms of mental issues, because who does that? I guess unless you're under the influence. So maybe I don't know. Hold on. Let's
back that up a bit. I'm not incriminating myself or anybody else, but there have been times when I might have been a little inebriated and I couldn't make it to a restroom. But for us fellas, it's just easy to just hide behind a building or a car or a bush and relieve yourself.
Right.
I guess she just got caught. It's not easy for a female to do that. I put it out there.
Right.
Okay.
But with that being said, Sensei Buddha, please put the brakes on the beats on Miss Rivera.
Well, gentlemen, both of y'all are right. I agree completely with both of you on this. The priors that Miss Rivera has does not automatically make her psycho of the year. It's a little weed possession. Driving under the influence is dangerous. That has to definitely be dealt with. And of course, the breaking of the parole and stuff like that is not a joking matter. But just like you had said, Mr. Suave, what is she doing out there trying to get this call going? And she's got 2 children. I really hope she did not leave those children alone, asleep in their bed, to get on over to see Mr. Koch. And, it just makes no sense. And you are 1,000,000%, big physicist, you're 1,000,000% correct. Look, if somebody's going to jump on your lady, I can understand maybe some of these dudes today, they may not train, some of them or whatever, they came up in a different era. You at least use your body to shield the girlfriend. You got to do that. First and foremost, you knew you were going to be with your new lady, Miss Thomas. You have to, and you, look, Mr. Koch knows the mental profile of his lady. That was his lady. It's his ex. He knows that if she's going to call and she's going to get into a certain vibe, it's going to be, hey man, she's coming over. I got my new lady here. You can't come over. Stay away. And you lock your doors up, because she's going to know your place. And sadly, this is where definitely self-defense has to come into play. And what I mean sadly is because, again, just like the previous episode we covered, where Cornica Finney gave a heads up to the mother of a 14-year-old who was dating her boyfriend. This woman is a 23-year-old woman. We have here not only a heads up, but the woman came over in the middle of the night to see Mr. Koch. People, you got to protect your people. You got to protect your people. You got to protect your daughters. And most definitely, you got to protect your new girlfriend. And this also goes if the girlfriend has a crazy ex-boyfriend. You got to tell the new guy what it is that he's getting involved in, what he's stepping into. And again, this definitely opens up the door for every level of martial arts training, firearms, knife defense. This whole situation could have been very bad if this lady came in there with some kind of a weapon. It could have been very, very bad. And I'm just glad that it was able to be contained. Sadly, the lady's going to be arrested, and you feel for those two children. But this
ain't her first time being arrested. She's used to being arrested. Seems like this is her MO. Her MO.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. You in some of the stories that we're going to be doing down the line, you're going to see people, as you've already have seen some of the people, they love being arrested. They have MOs. They got mental illness, or they just don't get it. But the thing is, if you're going to be doing the relationship game and y'all doing the dating game, you must keep your partners informed. You must keep your significant other, especially the new ones, informed. You can't keep people in the dark. You can't bury your head in the sand. And yes, you've got to take some type of martial arts training, because Mr. Suave, you called it. When that woman charged in on her, she could have done something, raised the hips, put her in a triangle choke, something, anything. Even just if she could get one of her arms and just turn it to the side so she could not be assaulted, she would have been in a better position. But again, it's not about blaming Mr. Koch because he's the man. I'm blaming him because he had too many text messages from the woman. He knows that the woman, obviously, she really was feeling him. Ignoring people sometimes is not the best thing to do, especially when you know you're going to have somebody new coming over to the crib. You got to talk with them, you got to do it, and you got to say, look, let's just lock this down. Let's talk about it tomorrow. I'm entertaining family tonight. You say whatever it is you got to say, but you let it be known. Don't come over, and you lock everything up tight. Put on your air conditioning for the night. Lock everything tight. Because, I don't look at Miss Rivera as a crazy woman. Sometimes when it comes to the relationship game, people are distraught. And they do things. They'll follow you. They'll wait behind trees. They'll wait in your car. It's just a sad thing. But you're not supposed to get hurt or harmed while these people are going through their situation. So what do you think, Jonathan?
100% agree, brother.
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah, thank you. And it's such a shame because I completely agree with both of you, and especially Mrs. Swaby, when you said if somebody breaks into your home and they're rushing you, as long as you know that it ain't a loved one, you always want to try to assess the situation if you can. But who knows when she got up in there, because obviously if she was able to break in, they may have been sleeping or they might be doing a quiet time, and she got in so quietly, she may have made another pair of keys. You never know. There's so many things that you got to take as a variable, because they said she did get in, but I don't recall if the article said she smashed anything or she broke anything. She may have come through a garage exit. She may have come through the back patio. she may have said, "Oh, baby, thank you for the keys," and made a whole new set, a couple of keys to say, "Hey, when I want to speak to him, I want to see him. I'm getting in." You just never know.
I'm coming over to get that cat and date.
Yeah. Hey man, and the same goes for the guys, man. If they want to get that stuff from that lady, hey man, ain't nothing going to stop you. Sadly, it doesn't, shake out of your crazy, but you have to protect yourself. And Mr. Koch promise and let her know that, hey, look, I just went through a very rough breakup. That lady claims that she wanted to come here, and you need to know that, because you never know if it's Rivera could have been waiting outside with a car. Could have even take the car.
All right, we're losing you.
I mean, it gets really bad out there. It gets really bad out there, gentlemen. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other remarks?
I like to say, just throw it out there, Sensei Buddha, would a rear naked choke from the boyfriend been too much, or putting her to sleep? Would that have been too much? Because if you don't do it right, I'm pretty sure you could cause some real damage trying to choke somebody out. Would that have been too much?
Yes, I completely concur. And in this instant, I hate to say it, but this is how I look at it. If the woman who was being attacked was able to apply a choke from her guard, she's completely justified because she's being attacked. Mr. Koch could have easily have done any kind of a restraining technique. I mean, he had covers there. You could take the cover. The cover would be your shield, and you just bum rush old girl and pull her off, your girlfriend, and you just smoke her out. Used, especially in the bar, to trip people and make sure they landed, face first on the floor, their chest is down, their hands, all their weapons. And I was able to do my weight. There's other things you can do. You can grab and anchor people's legs so that they can't move much. They may be able to swing and flail at you. But there's always a safe way, especially when you're dealing with them. There's always some kind of a safe way to use a technique to smother them out or to stop them. And to me, he should have been a little more vigilant and more concerned about Ms. Thomas' girlfriend.
I like it. I agree.
Okay.
Beat physicist.
Yes,
thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I think, those are pretty much the only avenues that you have. And I mean, short of sleeping with a firearm or some type of weapon underneath your pillow, there's not very much you could, do in that situation to defend yourself. But now I can see the rationale of some people who sleep with that thing, beside their bed, or underneath the pillow, because these situations actually, as we can see, do happen. So maybe these guys aren't as crazy as some people like to put on. But that's all I have.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct. And for the record, again, hindsight is 20/20. And as we move forward, we now have sight beyond sight. I take that old Thundercat saying, because now we can plan out accordingly. And again, this is not going to put you in a position where you're constantly nervous or you're paranoid. But you need to go steps to protect your house, your home, and yourself. If somebody is calling you, like Maya Angelou's poem had said, or her little saying, if someone shows you who they are, believe them. And Mr. Koch should believe Miss Rivera, because it's a cry for help. She wanted to be with her next boyfriend. She wanted to be held at night, and maybe, but
she want to do, yes.
Mr. Koch had to be the man and put the stop to it and say, look, not tonight. I'm gonna be very busy tonight. Do not come over tonight, or you let it be known. And then you lock and batten down the hatches, man. You change the locks. You're thinking, hey, I'm dealing with a rational mother of two. She's got her little job. She's doing her thing. But you'd be surprised, man. If somebody really believes in you and they feel they need to be in this case, they're going to do it. Just like in the case with Monica Finney. She was fighting for her, whatever, being crazy as a 23-year-old woman, jealous of a 14-year-old teenager. So, there's this thing for here, Jim.
Okay. Well, I think that about does it, folks. Again, the name of the podcast is Hindsight. You can email us at thehindsight@gmail.com. That's THEHYNDESITE@gmail.com. We've now got our Twitter popping. That's at The Hindsight. So you can catch us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Again, that's at The Hindsight, at THEHYNDESITE. So more social media to come, of course, in the future. But questions, comments, suggestions, and the occasional troll. Sure, why not?
Troll, thank you.
Oh. All right, folks. We'll see you later.
Peace.
Take care.